Hello everybody, today we're going over polynomials and degrees of polynomials, okay? A couple different objectives here. We're going to define a polynomial, classify a polynomial by the number of its terms, simplify polynomials, identify the degree of a polynomial, and to write polynomials in standard form, okay? Alright, first question, what is a monomial? A monomial is an expression that it could be a number, a variable, or a product of a number and one or more variables with only positive exponents. So just for a second, take a moment and think about a couple different ideas you have for a monomial. Alrighty, so a couple different examples of a monomial could be, we could have 19, this variable, 7a squared, or even 1/4 a, b, c to the 10th. Those are each monomials, okay? A polynomial is an algebraic expression containing one or more monomials or terms, okay? Poly, right here, that means many, okay? Each monomial in a polynomial is called a term. Right now we're going to classify polynomials. Okay, so we classify polynomials by the number of terms that it has. If it has one term, it's called a monomial. 2, binomial. 3, trinomial. And I put some examples below so you guys can see that. Okay, so how to do that is you first have to simplify the polynomial by simply combining like terms. Remember, like terms have the same variables raised to the same power. So right here, let's do this one together. I'm obviously losing my voice, so I'm not going to verbally explain this. Orally explain it, but I'm just going to show you. Okay? Okay, so after simplifying my polynomial, I now have three monomials in this polynomial, which means 3 means tri. So this is a trinomial. Okay? Now you can see I underline the common terms with the same number of lines. Okay? Alright, remember, a polynomial. I'm not going to say it, but you can read that right there. Just some helpful hints there. Boom. So, going from here, the next page, 1 through 7, I want you to tell me if it's a monomial or if it's not. Remember, monomial, one term. So go ahead and hit pause and write down your answers for all these guys. Alrighty, so if you got the only 2 false ones, were number 3 and number 5, you're correct. Number 3 is false because you cannot have a variable in your denominator. And number 5 is false because you cannot have a negative exponent. Alrighty, I'm going to write out some problems, some polynomials, and I want you to do them in simplest form using the underlining technique for combining like terms. Okay, so I have this monomial written. So let's get after it. Let's simplify it, and then we're going to name it. Alrighty. Okay, so when I simplified that, 2 minus 2 is 0, so those cross out. Nothing combines with my negative 3, nothing combines with my positive 7x. So this is a polynomial in simplest form. There's 2 terms, so this is a binomial. Okay? This next one is a little bit trickier to distribute and then simplify. This one is... So let's distribute. Remember, when you're multiplying variables, you're just adding their exponents. All right, folks, so on these ones, 1, 2, 3, and 4 here, I want you to simplify them, okay? And the name of it's a monomial, binomial, trinomial. If it's more than 3, then just name it a polynomial, okay? All right, so do 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you're done with that, move on to the next slide. Okay, now we're on to the degrees of polynomials, okay? So the degree of a monomial, which is a term in a polynomial, is the sum of all of the exponents of its variables. So if there's no exponent, the degree is 0, okay? Alrighty, so let's do this. Sorry, we have 11x, so there's an implied 1 right here. So that it has a degree of 1. It has a degree of 1. It is called a linear, okay? This one over here, we have the implied 1, so we're going to add these two up. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So that degree is going to be 3. That would be cubic. You can write it. Okay. Hope you remember, it has nothing to do with the coefficients. It has all to do with the exponents. You just add them up. So we have a squared, b to the 5th, c to the 10th. So 2 plus 5 plus 10 be 17. This is a degree of, this monomial has a degree of 17. Remember, if there's no variable, it's going to be 0. If it has a degree of 0, it's called a constant, which you've seen before. Okay? On this next page here, I have a nice little chart for you, similar to what's in your book, of the degree, the name, and an example. Okay? We have constant, linear, quadratic, cubic, quartic, and quintic. You do have to go to a degree of 5, just so you know. All right, how to write polynomials in standard form, aka greatest to least degree value. So far on polynomials, okay, we've gone over how to simplify them by combining like terms, the names of the polynomial, and the degree, okay? So now we're going to put it in standard form, which is descending order, or greatest to least. So the degree right here is 1. That's 3. I want it in greatest to least would be y minus 3. 3 minus y1. Okay, over here the greatest degree is 7. Okay, so it's going to be 4x to the 7th. The next highest degree would be x to the 5th. Then negative 2x squared plus x. So it goes 7, 5, 2, 1. Descending order. Okay? All right, I'm going to have you do a couple of these on your own. So let's do this. So remember, you put it in standard form or descending order after it's totally been simplified. All right, so let's do a couple from the beginning. So let's do this. Let's do this one. Let's do 6 r squared s cubed plus 2r parentheses All right, so this is kind of going back to what we first talked about. We have to combine like terms, simplify. Then when it's all simplified, you put it in standard form. So let's do this together. Okay? Remember, whenever you're multiplying monomials or any kind of term, all you do is just add the exponents. Okay? So right here we had 2r times s, so that's 2 times r times s. Okay? Okay, so we've just distributed it. Now we're going to combine like terms. So I have 6r squared s cubed, 2r 8r squared s cubed. Then I have 2rs plus a 4s. I'm just going to add the coefficients of the like terms. So that would be 8r squared s cubed plus 6rs. Perfect. Okay, now, last step is making sure it's in standard form or descending order. Okay, so this degree right here, we just add the exponents to be 5. If we add that, that would be 2. So it's already in standard form. So this is your answer. All right? Okay, so that's all we're going to do for right now. The next step is adding and subtracting polynomials, but we'll take care of that later. Okay? All right, bye guys, good luck. By the way, if I were you, I would memorize this chart right here. You do have to know that, okay? As well as naming it monomial, binomial, trinomial, or polynomial. So for instance, this right here, let's do, like if you had this, if you had 7x squared plus 2, okay, right here, okay, you take the highest degree to name it. That degree would be quadratic, okay? So we do the degree first, so this would be a quadratic binomial because there's 2 monomials. Okay, alrighty, we'll do a lot of examples tomorrow. Bye guys, good luck.